Hi there, it's Jennifer up here from Mount Shasta. Just wanted to welcome everyone to Fully Integrating with Your Higher Levels. How fun is that? We're going to talk about what that actually means and bringing the day by activating that. Bringing in and embodying the greater frequencies of you. And why would you even do that? Why you would do that, and let me just give you a view of the beautiful sunrise over Mount Shasta first. You get a different view every day. Can you see the rays of light coming from the mountain, from between the hills, the foothills? So beautiful. So that's Mount Shasta. And there's its little twin brother over there. And here we are at our location in flight school. So we're in flight school. Flight school is a 10-month program, and there's people joining us today, and then 5 years of past flight schools are coming this weekend, and that is why we are bringing you some of the activations from these amazing conversations, but nobody has arrived yet. So you and I are going to bring in the day and bring in the energies and kind of activate what's possible right now. So here we go. First of all, what is embodying or fully integrating with your higher levels? Well, one of the shifts for humanity, the shifts for consciousness, the shifts for the way that we look at who we are and why we're here. We always talk about guides and angels as being out there, or we're trying to get guidance from out there. We're trying to bring it through. And when we do that, what we do is we instantly create a sense of duality or separateness. Like guides and angels are out there, when in actuality, guides and angels are not out there. From the truth of who we are, this physical body is just, if you imagine like a pinpoint of dense molecules that are formed to embody a certain aspect of the expression of who we are. So people say that your spirit pours through your body, but what integrates with your body, what integrates with the 3D aspect of you is so much greater than, in fact, it forms over 99.139% of you for some people. Some people would say 96% of you. And why is that? Well, because all matter that shows up, that we see in 3D, that we smell and taste and whatever it is in 3D, the air we breathe, all that matter has spaces between the electrons, spaces between the atoms, spaces between all of it, wave particles, quarks of energy, all sorts of particles that, science doesn't fully understand yet. And nor likely will we ever fully understand it. But what we know for sure is that those particles have not landed in 3 dimensions. Those particles, those photon packages of light, those aspects of reality that don't lie in 3D formulate 96% of you, at least. And that 96% I always think of as pure potential. It's that which has not yet landed in 3D. So imagine that pure potential, that infinite wisdom that can take different forms. And that infinite wisdom, as the memory of all of the lifetimes that you've had, the skill sets that you've had, the idea that you are, that was launched long before this lifetime, lays in consciousness. All the energy and frequencies and codes and instructions about that lie mostly in other dimensions. But within those ideas and those aspects of consciousness, those thought forms, those personality traits, also lies in wait your guidance realms, your angelic realms. And I like calling them guidance realms and angelic realms. The first time I heard it was when William Linville did it. But guidance realms and angelic realms are really aspects of you. They're not separate. And we act like they're separate. They're actually part of you. They're not just with you as a separate entity. They're part of you, just like creation is part of you. The entire universe is within every atom of you. Quite literally, everything that ever was sprung from something so complex yet simple, and just kept expanding upon itself. So the origins of the wisdom that ever was is in every single human. So if you imagine that we embody all of that, and if we can just activate that together, instead of operating like we're bringing in the guides and angels, imagine that we're simply acknowledging their existence in our field. We're acknowledging that they're there. And by bringing that circulation, there's a degree of, if we were to project our humanness on those other dimensions, we would say it's almost like titillation, like tee-hee, like excitement that we're acknowledging their integral part of our lives. And by fully acknowledging the way it already actually exists, we bypass the need to do some kind of physical integration, because we don't need to physically integrate. We need to start to relate. We need to relate instead of starting to integrate. Relate to them that way, and that way they'll exist for us that way, because consciousness responds to the way we relate to it. And so it follows exactly how we operate. So if we change the way we operate, it shows up for us differently. So imagine that we have the capacity to go direct like that. And imagine that maybe we haven't learned the language yet. Maybe we haven't fully integrated with the ability to fully dance with consciousness that directly, because we've been too busy separating ourselves. But imagine that it's just this close, so much closer than we ever imagined. So as we breathe in, and as you breathe into your cells, you're breathing life, you're breathing all those guidance realms, you're breathing your infinite wisdom. It's all breathing right through, around, into, under, through your cells. And that not only, because there is no time and space for these most of these other realms, imagine that we're all joined right now. All of our higher levels are collectively, since there is no geography for them, collectively holding hands and experiencing this beautiful retreat that we're doing for flight school and the alumni program Wings. You're all with us. And so every day for the next 10 days, as you're breathing that through, imagine that the evolutions that will take place with the collective consciousness of all of this wisdom is going to integrate with you, that you're going to feel it, that you're going to build bridges to more peace and prosperity and abundance as well, along with us. Of course, it's a different experience being here live, but you'll be able to feel it. So as we breathe that through, almost feel the surges of photon packages of light coming through your cells. Like with every oxygen breath, you're actually breathing through photon packages of light or photon packages of wisdom through your cells. And feel it like a surge, almost like you get goosebumpy. 3 big breaths that way. Let's do that. So you'll be with us every day. Some of you that are here right now are actually physically going to be with us every day. And every morning at 6 a.m. PST, that's 9 a.m. EST, and I think that is about 1 in the afternoon in England, And I believe that is 11 at night in Australia and probably 1 in the morning in New Zealand for all of our friends all over the world. So please know that we're going to bring you along, and every day we're going to share one of the insights or one of the things that happened, so that we can sort of make a global activation of this beautiful grid of possibility, whereby we can all move up together and be the beacon of light for wherever we live in the world. All right, you guys, here's to upgrading our DNA together. Love you all. Thank you all for being here for this morning's little wide awakening. And I'll give you one more view of Mount Shasta here. Beautiful sun. My favorite part is those rays coming between the foothills. And there's Mount Shasta. So gorgeous. And there should be some deer and some quail coming through later. All right, everyone. See you soon. Bye. See you tomorrow. Hi, Jerry.